What's going on, guys? George Gonzalez here, and if you're looking to move to Houston and you want some more information about all the neighborhoods, all the nuances that comes with living in Houston and the surrounding neighborhoods, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. So we're going to hop in today, and today's video is going to be about the Biden $15,000 first-time home buyer program. So I got a lot of questions regarding it, so I want to go ahead and fill you in on what's available. So I'm going to break it down to let you know what it is, and then what you should do, and then my takeaways. So I'm going to be referring to my notes here. I'm out in the field looking at a pre-listed property. So if you haven't seen that tour, go to that tour. It's from my good friend Carlos Portillo. He is putting his house on the market coming soon. All right, so I'm going to read this verbatim. I'll probably put an overlay on what this looks like. So what is this program? And the key takeaways here is to help first-time home buyers with a refundable, advanceable tax credit of up to $15,000. Again, the tax credit will be permanent and advanceable, meaning that the home buyer receives the tax credit when they make the purchase instead of waiting to receive the assistance when they file taxes the following year. So unlike when they did in 2007 and 2008, they had a similar program where you would get $7,500 and then they increased it later to $8,000 on your first home purchase, but you would get this money back at tax season. So it would be basically like this huge refund that you would get. And now this is what was actually on Biden's site, and I'll link where I got this from on his campaign page. So what I'm going to expect from this program, if it does come to fruition, is that you expect there still be requirements in place. So they'll probably model existing loan qualifications. So that will be something to take into mind. It's going to be dependent on household incomes, and may also be like kind of an and or situation of census tract income. So an example would be they are going to limit it or classify it. I don't want to say limit, classify it based off of how much your household makes, and then that will tell you, maybe they'll tier it. It'll be up to 15. So if you're on the higher end of the spectrum, they'll cap it, right? So I don't know if they're going to potentially say, hey, this is a cutoff to get up to 15, or if you're above it, then it's going to be kind of a sliding scale. Most, I think, I'm going to guess, want these programs to be directed towards lower income neighborhoods. So this is not very uncommon. This is actually very common when it comes to these type of programs. That's also one thing to keep in mind. All right. Also, another thing that you want to expect is the market demand to increase. So if this comes into effect, this is going to spur and motivate a whole bunch of buyers to go and buy. So you want to take that into account if you are in the mindset of this is going to be the great opportunity. Take advantage of that. It can be a detriment to the buyer, a disadvantage, because right now, if you're not aware, there's a lot of buyers in the market, so there's a high demand. Not a lot of inventory. And then if you go ahead and add this program, and if it takes effect immediately, then this will just go ahead and make that even more competitive, more buyers. So if you are watching this and you're thinking, well, how does that affect me? Well, in the current state, if you see a house at the market, you have to go there immediately and submit an offer that day. That's where the scenario is, and then essentially wait, and then go to the next one and do that until you get accepted. You add this, it's going to be probably add to the time frame of your move. So here are my recommendations. What should you do moving forward? I'm going to recommend go ahead and apply now, especially let's just say you're even up to a year, for sure 6 months. If you're thinking about it's time to buy a house. Reason why is it gives you a game plan of where your starting point is. So either you're going to apply and the lender will say you are ready to go, then now lets you know, okay, we're going to plan accordingly to the move out date. Or they'll tell you no or yes depending on certain conditions. So you want to be as prepared as possible. That's really why I'm recommending it. Given the market, the more prepared you are, the better you will stand moving forward in finding your dream house. Okay. The next thing I'm going to recommend is just to go ahead and keep on saving. So either if you're waiting for this program and you're going to take this program to full effect, you still need money besides this, because depending on the price of the house, this $15,000 may not cover all of your costs to buy the house. So this is going to help you moving in, being prepared, having all your funds necessary to buy the house that you found that you love, and also have an emergency fund for your house. And then you're going to buy stuff when you get a house, because it's a new house. You're going to want either new furniture or you'll need new things that you didn't have before. So having those extra funds ready is going to be a huge benefit to either waiting for this program to be in effect, or which is going to lead to my next recommendation is to go ahead and start now. Again, kind of harkens back to my first part of the video, is there's going to be an even higher demand if this takes into effect by summertime or even this year. So the sooner you can start, the better place you'll be, especially if you're definitely looking into a specific neighborhood. You want to be ready, and then it's just going to be that much harder if you wait for this program, because you're going to be with that huge surge of buyers. So if you start early, you get in early, and you don't have to worry about that anxiety, that pressure that comes with moving. So that's going to be my recommendation, to start sooner than later. So here are my takeaways. Number one, take into consideration, this has not passed. This is not a law or a bill, or I'm not too familiar with the legislation of it, but it's not in effect. And there is no timeline of when it will be in effect. Also, what actually comes into effect may be different than what's been proposed. Also, stress level of buying a house may reach an all-time high just because of the market demand, because of low interest rate and low inventory. There's just not enough homes out there right now. So take the stress into account. It's, we as agents, we're here to help kind of take away that stress, mitigate that stress, make the process as easy as possible. But that's going to be something that you'll have to deal with probably a little bit more if this does come to happen. And I'm not trying to be negative on this proposed plan. I think it's a great program. I think all these programs that are out there are available. But keep in mind, there's also programs that are going on right now that you can take advantage of and not wait for this program. So again, harkens back to starting sooner than later, just because it's a process. So starting sooner will get you prepared into your new house as soon as possible. And my last point is kind of a sub point, is planning much further ahead, because now I think this can position you into a new construction house. So if you are ready, new construction houses they're behind right now, especially in that $200 to $300 price range. So that's going to be where you're at. Those builds are taking at least 6 months, if not longer. So I think there's a huge bonus for you as a buyer, because now you can really plan 6 months in advance for that house that you'll be moving into. So keep that in mind, guys. I appreciate you watching this video. This probably ran way too long, or much longer than it should have. Peace.